Everybody, it's the show called Box Seats where we talk about sports with comedians. So let's get ready to jump right into it. Let me bring in one of New York's finest comedians in the building, my man Talent, who happens to be looks like you in Atlanta still. What's up, T? How you doing, bro?
Still in the A, brother. Just here making it happen, man. Just did morning radio with Tigger. Shout out to Big Tigger and the morning crew, Miss Pat, on the show. And we had a ball this morning, man. Just promoting the weekend to tonight, to tomorrow.
Yeah. See, working comics, man. That's how you guys got to do it. Promote, and it shows because you guys be famous, man. Y'all are doing it. Congratulations on that, T. Congratulations on that. My man Mo is in the building. Mo, what's up, man? I see you representing the Knicks.
Yeah, boy. We about to make our move on that court. I'm telling you, Knicks coming in strong at number 5, maybe even number 4, baby. Talent, what's
Okay.
going on, man, down in the A?
What up, player? You know what it is, 60 degrees. I'm still
Listen,
going to sell these hoodies, Mo.
listen, don't go down there. Excuse me. Don't go down there. Move on. Just move on. Forget it.
My man Dave is in the building. Dave, Billy, how you doing, Dave?
I'm doing absolutely awesome, man. What's going on? How's everything?
Well, what's going on is we only see you when it's time to promote the Eagles. That's what's going on. I don't see you. I don't hear from you. Nothing. When it's Eagle promotion and it's week before the day before the Super Bowl, I see you. If the Eagles lose, I want to see you Monday. I want to see you Monday.
First of all, these constant and annoying accusations about me only showing up to promote the greatest football team in the history of the sport is absolutely unfounded. On top of that, Frank, haven't you been busy with the Comedy Awards for Humor Mill? Which I haven't gotten a call for. I don't understand how it all becomes about what I'm doing. Like I'm just sitting around here just ridiculously promoting the Eagles for absolutely no reason. I don't get it. It's absolutely disrespectful, the amount of abuse I take from you so-called comedians on this show.
Let me tell you something, man. I can tell with that hat right now, man. That hat got you sweating like a runaway slave, man. Put on the baseball hat.
No, bro. 253 pounds ago, I could see that, Mo. But like right now, you bundled up right now, bro. Is your sugar dropping? Do you need a sandwich? You good?
Hey, yo. And I'm going to need y'all to settle down. Everybody settle down. Spoke to 3 Philly people before the noon hour, and they are so cocky right now. I'm going to win so much money.
Ooh. Oh, you took the Chiefs? Wait, hold on. You took the Chiefs?
That's
I'm a professional. I'm a professional.
Okay, all right. Okay. I'm sitting there scratching my say maybe I should jump in on this too. I'm sitting there saying, you know what?
Right? You know what, Terry? I might need one of them tickets.
Hey, listen, whatever y'all need, man, I'm here for. I'm covering all the bets.
Covering all the bets, huh? Okay, let me think about it during this hour because my limit right now is a Pepsi. You know what I mean? That's my limit.
Listen, take your time, enjoy yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. My man Rodney Perry look like he's joining the show too. RP, what's going on, Uncle Rodney? How you doing, bro?
All is well, gentlemen. All is well.
So, being that this is Super Bowl weekend, we're gonna start out talking about some football stories, man. And T, we're gonna start with you as usual. We all know how we do. Gonna keep it in order. I don't know. You guys have to see this story where Brett Favre is suing. Let me get the names out right. This is crazy. He's suing Shannon Sharp, Pat McAfee, and the auditor for the state of Mississippi for defamation of character. I thought it was crazy, but they got him dead to rights on some of these things. But notice how it came out during the week of the Super Bowl, the talk of the Super Bowl, the week of the Super Bowl game, and everything else. T, do you think Brett Favre has legs to stand on with this lawsuit?
I don't even know what he's suing. I don't know what he's defamation of character.
Like y'all saying you slander my
but
name.
See, here's my thing, Frank. That's a slippery slope. Because it doesn't matter what your name is, you make the news. It's news reporters and media's job to report what they heard or what they gathered in the news. Now, unless somebody said a straight, bold out lie, nobody's defaming your character, bro. Everybody's been talking about what's been going on with Brett Favre as long as it's been going on. So I don't think he has any legs in that unless I missed something, unless I missed a commentator just saying, adding his own flair or something to it that wasn't factual, because everything that we know, that's your ass, Brett.
Yeah, that's
what a white name too, Brett.
That's the way I'm looking at it too. Uncle Rodney, talk to me, bro. Do you think Brett Favre has a leg to stand on? Because he's suing for defamation of character, and he's suing for millions. He came out first with Shannon Sharp, then he came out with Pat McAfee, who does the podcast with Aaron Rodgers. He's suing him, and he's suing the auditor for the state of Mississippi. He's suing for millions.
It reminds me of the old JB Smooth joke. There was a young man sitting outside the fight, and the guy started looking at him like, what the hell you laughing at? And JB Smooth said, everybody's laughing. How are you going to sue Shannon Sharp and anybody else for that matter that reported the story? I mean, this story has been common knowledge. Now, in Brett's defense, he said, I didn't do this. I didn't do what they say I did. But does that equal defamation of character? I say no. And Brett Favre, I want to stay off your list, so I'm going to leave it at that.
There it is. Let me ask the businessman who we don't get to see often. Let me get your business acumen out here. I'm going to throw that in there. Let me get your business acumen on this take, man, because literally, you know more than most when it comes to law, I'm sure, teaching that you teach at Temple and everything. I'm sure you know a little bit more than that. So talk to us about this, us common folk, about defamation of character, and does Brett Favre has a leg to stand on?
Well, Frank, thank you for your light-skinned, side-ass, backhanded complimented jabs. I appreciate it. First thing I want to say, just so I preface this conversation, gentlemen, is I hate Brett Favre more than I can't stand Tom Brady. Brett Favre, phenomenal quarterback, completely overhyped, and he ruined a perfectly good movie called There's Something About Mary by not knowing how to act. And this is a prime example of him not knowing how to act. Here's why Brett Favre will win. When Pat McAfee said, you're stealing from poor people, got him. When Shannon Sharp said, and I want to make sure I get this right, when Shannon Sharp says, you're a sorry mofo to steal from the lowest of the low, nobody said the one phrase that protects broadcasters, allegedly. So when you say that, you're putting it out as a public figure and as a media person, as a statement of fact in environments, whether they are sports news or regular broadcast news, as factual news. Therefore, he's about to cake off. Now, the truth of the matter is he's not the only person who allegedly stole from poor people, and he's a beneficiary of it any way you slice it. So that part is true. But allegedly, do I feel like he was malicious in it? Nah, but he's going to win some money.
Wow. You know what? You brought an excellent point. That's why I wanted to bring you in there on that comment, because that's exactly right. You're 1,000% right. When you say, you don't say allegedly, that's your behind. Literally. Mo, talk to me right there. Tell me about what your take is on Brett Favre suing Shannon Sharp, Pat McAfee, and the auditor of the state of Mississippi, bro.
You only say allegedly when it's alleged. You say you stole when they stole. He stole. The records come out. You don't have to say allegedly when you got caught. You know what I'm saying? You ain't
Was he convicted?
He wasn't convicted yet, though, Mom.
Then you still have to say allegedly. That's the law. You don't have to like it, but the law says until he's convicted in a court of law, you can't say he did it. That's what makes our country distinct.
So did Will Smith allegedly smack Chris Rock?
That's different. That's
different.
That's
because
that's not different. That's not different.
Well, anyway,
give me the Summer Jam screen.
Hold up.
That is not different. Go ahead, Mo. Sorry.
No, this is different.
Check this out. The auditor found that Brett Favre was paid for speeches he never made, and then he paid the money back. Now, if I allegedly stole, I ain't gonna allegedly pay the money back.
You have no idea how the law works.
I know one thing: I ain't paying nothing back I didn't take.
For example, right? Let me say this. I have several businesses. If one of my businesses does something and I'm not aware of it because I own my businesses, I don't run my business. For example, I have a business in Oklahoma that does contracting and clean outs and things of that nature. If they take out the wrong wall and take out the wrong piece of a drywall patch, I didn't know that when I got paid for the job because I'm not handling that on a day-to-day. I can still be receiving ill-gotten gains and not have deliberate intent. And what the media is saying is he stole this money, and they're also conveniently leaving out the fact that he did pay once he was made aware of it. But you just can't say whatever the hell you want and think because you feel a certain way that the law is supposed to change. That's not how that works.
Rodney Perry, go ahead.
I'm looking at the definition of allegedly right here. Used to convey that something is claimed to be the case or having taken place, although there's no proof. So without even going into a court of law, I think you can say something if there is some proof without using the word allegedly.
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's what I was trying to say. It's not based on conviction. It's based on fact. So if something is deemed fact, you can say it without having to say alleged. Now, the reason people like Wendy Williams say allegedly, because Wendy is a gossip show that don't give you pure facts all the time. They go off a rumor mill. So if you go off a rumor mill, our good friend Big Dave is 110% factually true with the legal terms of that. However, that was a good analogy given by Mo, because once we all seen the fact of him getting smacked, you no longer have to use allegedly. It's a fact. It's visual. It happened. You're good money. You get no defamation. You know how many of us got
talent? You're making a great point. But what Bully said is that he already paid restitution. Is that what you said, Bully?
Yeah, not only that, we didn't see him sit in the room and say, "Oh, I'm going to take this." We also, and when you say things like he did it, and you're doing this for poor people, and you're the lowest of the low, you're speaking to intent. And the real reason that Wendy Williams says allegedly is because she had a picture of Puffy and Mace being this close, and she went on the air and said that they were kissing, and they couldn't fire her, so they put her in production. When her ass got to Philly to me, then she started using allegedly. So we got to be clear on things when we talk about what it means. And Chris Rock versus
no. Hold on. I worked with Wendy Williams. So let me.
But you know what I'm saying.
Let me come from a place of fact. She started using allegedly because of all the lawsuits.
Right.
Wendy and I worked in New York in the same station, same company, and everything. Right. It ain't just her. I watched 4 programs going to the same guys. But again, when you do shock jock and you do that type of thing, you jump the gun before you have etched in stone factuality. That's what her shows were built on. Right. And they came back to bite her. And you can get a picture of me naked with another comic, but the picture don't say what it is. You make your own assumption and caption of what you think it is. You may have it right, but if I come and fight it, I can beat you with the alleged word because a picture's not fact. A video is.
Well, let's talk about the person.
So where's the video of Brett Favre?
What's the fact? We know.
The fact.
What do we know? We know Brett Favre took money for engagements that he didn't show up at, right?
Correct.
Yes.
And the fact is that he had money go to his alma mater. There's text messages proving him pushing money towards the alma mater from the same funds that were allegedly stolen.
Okay, this is what you guys are doing. You guys are literally talking about some stuff that the defense will basically bring up to be able to say, and so Shane and those guys don't have to pay. This is the reason why we have a court where you have, obviously, you're going to have the defense, say what they can say, and you're going to have, the state going against what they say, going against them. So this is a great type of thing to discuss, but we're going to keep it moving and keep it pushing, because I'll be honest with you, T, I'm going to be honest with you. I think he's guilty as all outside. But Dave's brought a good point. If you don't say certain things, that's what, is going to help him win the case, I think, but we'll see. The judge has to decide. Moving on, I want to talk about the 10 NFL players, former players who are suing the NFL right now for not getting paid, for basically all their financial stuff that was happening in the past. There's 10 of them who came out and said that the NFL hasn't paid them in their dividends and their shares and their stock and all kinds of other residuals, basically everything that they're supposed to get paid as former players in the NFL, even though they're the largest league team, the largest league with the most, making the most money, they still have the poorest player output right now, believe it or not. So what's your thoughts when you hear stuff like this? The numbers are not lying either, because
yeah, but it's not surprising either. I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make with all these organizations is thinking that they actually care. And it is easy to get caught up in that. Watch a couple of interviews after the trade, and one of the commonality in conversations was on the player level, the bonds that get created and broken up in the same year or two or whatever, or season. The team don't care. They're not keeping you together because they like you guys as friends, and they're not breaking you up because they hate you guys as friends. They have a bottom line, and that's it. And if I can get away with something, keeping my bottom line less than, guess what happens? More profit. That's just business in general. Like, that's why people buy into Subway franchise. You know what I mean? Because less overhead. I got one dude, pause, on the meats, and one lady on the register, and I'm running the business. I'm bringing in millions a year. So it's bottom line, Frank. That's what I think about.
There it is. There it is. Rodney Perry, should the overall fan, though, put up a stink about how the NFL former players are not getting paid and their residuals and not getting paid? Like, they're not getting paid. Like, when you leave a certain company and you leave a job, you know, you get retirement funding and everything else. A lot of NFL players are still struggling, and a lot of them are just sitting home broke. And the NFL's not trying to make that up. What's your thoughts on this?
Not only are they broke, they're broken. But if you don't reach those thresholds, those are the things they put in those collective bargaining agreements. I mean, although football players have the worst deals, you know, unless you're a premier top of the line football player, you're gonna struggle, man. You get into a car wreck every day, and it's sad to see, but it's a fact. And they know the ramifications when they sign up, and they end up in dire straits, man. You wear that uniform, you play this game, a child's game, but it's not a child's game. You put your body on the line every single day, and it's very tough. I mean, there's a lot of guys, they've been pushing, but it's got to come from the top down. It's got to come from the Brett Favres of the world, the
Brady's,
Michael Irvins, the guys at the top of the food chain got to make sure the guys at the bottom of the food chain eat, and at the very least have health care. You know, I think they had that thing of last year where they gave money to but that was basketball, and they still don't want to pay for the old players.
Right.
And they making, millions and millions of dollars. So, I mean, it's a tough call because, once cats aren't playing anymore, out of sight, out of mind. And that's sad.
Now, Dave, tell me about the numbers that we're looking at right now, because I know you know the numbers off the top of your head. You give me a roundabout way right now of what the players who are leaving, who are out the league right now versus the players who are still coming in, and how bad it really is that people aren't paying attention to basically, because we're talking billions. Am I correct?
Yeah, you're definitely talking in the neighborhood between $5 and $10 billion. The other part of that is 80% of players, once they're out of the league after 4 years, are flat broke, like poverty line broke. Mm-hmm. The part about this is you got to remember, like Favre, Sharp, Brady, like all of these cats are symbols. They're what you're what you should shoot for, even when you make the league. The majority of people in the league ain't that. You can't name the entire offensive line of your team. Most of us can't. You don't know the kickoff people. So all of these folks who put their bodies on the line, we really don't know them. We only know the highlight reel folks. The other part of that is the NFL Players Association is trash because they're in bed with the NFL, and the NFL is just an organization of a bunch of old white guys who tell Roger Goodell what they want him to do. It's the fakest thing in the world, and as a result, these folks ain't getting taken care of. And you know what? When we were okay with Jerry Jones telling folks that they couldn't practice their constitutional rights, we were okay with them saying, "Oh, you know what? We care about what's happening with Colin Kaepernick, but they keep dicking him around." And then they went and got Jay-Z and said, "Oh, you know what the deal is about?" It's always a dog and pony show, and they know we allow it every single time. So nothing is going to happen. These folks are going to be on a football's equivalent of TV1's Unsung, and we'll be talking about, man, that's a shame. If you want a change, do something different. Everybody needs to do something different, but don't nobody want to give up on that gravy train. And finally, Frank, let's keep it a buck. Let's say everybody in the NFL did exactly what I said. You know, the sad thing is, it's one of 3 ways to get yourself up out the ghetto. So guess the hell what? There's a long line, like video hoes at a casting couch, to jump into the NFL. It's never going away. It's never going to change. You're going to have to deal with it, and they know you won't.
That's very well said. Mo, how do we fix this, bro? Or is it fixable? What's your take?
You know what? I don't know if it's fixable, because what it is just sad. Like Dave said, the NFL Players Association, they treat their retired peak players like crap. They say they treat them just like crap, man. And the sad thing is that we get to see that how these athletes don't manage their money. That's another thing. You know, they get, not all of them gonna make millions of dollars, but they're gonna make thousands. They're gonna make hundreds of thousands. They guarantee to make some kind of change, you know, and they're blowing the money on things that they should be blowing it on. You know, when they in the league, jewelry, trips, first class, cars, trying to keep up with the Joneses. You know, it's just like when you see old people from the music industry and they ain't making no money, but you want to call Puff Daddy a thief. No, these guys did.
Puff Daddy is a thief.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Okay, but you know what? But these guys are not managing their money properly. Then we need to start teaching these cats, because you coming in. If I was 19 years old and you all of a sudden I got a contract for a couple $1 million, I got some money up front like that. Even if I'm on the practice league making $500,000, making $250,000, that's some change compared to where I came from. Ain't nobody telling me how to spend that money, how to make that money work for me and do these things. That's what needs to happen. Teach these cats how to take that money so that when they are old and broken, they got something to fall back on, and they ain't crying to the league.
Who's going to teach them?
Yeah,
Who's
that's a
going
whole
to teach
other that's a whole other conversation.
They go, you gonna teach them, you.
All right, let's
cut the check.
Let's talk about the Super Bowl preview. Let's get this lineups up right now. We all been waiting for about 2 weeks. You know, let's get it. Let's get into it, T. Let's get this happening. You got the Kansas City Chiefs. You got the Philadelphia Eagles. You got the Kansas City Chiefs. Who, listen. The record speaks for itself. They've been at AFC championship games 5 years in a row. They've been in the mix for the last 5 years. You know what I mean? They won 1 Super Bowl. The Philadelphia Eagles won a Super Bowl in 2018. They beat the New England Patriots. Right now, they have the most rushing touchdowns than they've ever had. Right now, they have one of the best offenses that they've ever had in the entire franchise history. And to be honest with you, the Philadelphia Eagles have one of the most prolific offenses ever recorded in the NFL history also. Those are the facts. T, tell me who you got, how you think they're going to win, and who you think is going to lose, and how you think they're going to lose. You got the floor, and take your mic off mute. Let's get you the facts, Steve.
It sounds the same with the mute on and off. Look. Same quality, Frank. Let me tell you something. I got the Philadelphia Eagles. All hype.
Wow.
Chiefs. Ain't even a label on this cup. Everybody there spending $5 a cup of coffee. Kiss my ass. $5? Tastes the same. Got this down in the lobby. Let me tell you something. Philadelphia, I'm going on record, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to mean this.
Mean it.
All year, I'm the only one on this show that never bought into the whole Philly hype. I apologize, Dave, because I really love you as brother.
Love you.
And I actually love the city. I could live in Philly. That's how much I love Philly. However, I just never bought into this team here. I thought that the NFC was so weak overall. They think they're strong. But I think coming up against the top, coming out the AFC this year, I think we're going to see a matchup that what Patrick's been doing this whole year is just outscoring the other team. I think Philly D is nice. I love it. I think the offense is off and on when they click and they look beautiful and all that. But again, NFC was weak this year. I got the Chiefs. I think that Patrick is going to do what Patrick does and outscore the Chiefs. I mean, the Philadelphia Eagles. Not as much as that. If they didn't have a good D, this would be a 40-plus percentile scoring game. It's not going to get that high, but I got the Chiefs beating them by 7 to 10 points.
Wow. Okay. Rodney Perry, you there? It looks like Rodney Perry's not there. So I want to go to Dave, the business bully. The facts remain. Yes. Oh, Rodney Perry is back. Rodney,
keep in mind, I love you, Dave.
Rodney, I'm gonna come back to you. I switched over to Dave. Dave.
Yes, sir.
The facts are the facts. You just heard me blow out all the facts. This is a crazy question to you sitting up there with all that Philly stuff. We know you're going to take the Eagles. We know you're going to take the Eagles. But why do you think the Eagles are going to win, being that you're an Eagles fan? Tell us why and how you think that they could beat the Kansas City Chiefs, who've been in the mix the last 5 years.
Right. Well, I will say this. You know, in the past 5 years, Lori Harvey's been with Future. She's been with Michael B. Jordan.
Wow.
Come on, give it to me.
Who's with her now? I can't keep up. I mean, she needs a deli counter. The same thing. I don't care how many times. Like, the past 5 years have absolutely nothing to do with the here, right now. Now, full disclosure, I would not be the entertainer I am if it was not for talent. Talent would, sit down with me at the Laugh House, and I'd buy him all the Heinekens I could, and I would just sit there and watch him critique my shows. I absolutely love this man. Philadelphia is a big part of talent's success over the past 30 years. He cannot negate that. The other part of that is, I understand why he feels it's a hype machine. And I understand that me coming on here and being as, verbose I am, about the Eagles can be a bit off-putting for people. But let's take this off for a minute. Let's talk about facts. Fact remains, Eagles went undefeated for longer than everybody on here thought, up to and including me. And I'm a diehard bleed green, fly Eagles fly fan. Fact number 2, our quarterback is dope. Fact number 3, our defense is extremely formidable. Fact number 4, have you ever been in a room with a hungry, angry Philadelphian? It ain't pretty.
Yeah, I have. I got family from Philly. Yeah,
you already know.
And
as a Patriots fan, you know what it is to doubt Philadelphia when nobody believes it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. This goes down to 2 things. Number 1, who wants it more? We do. Number 2, they've been there 5 times and only got the job done once. We've only been there 3 times, if you count this one coming up, and we're going to get the job done twice. We have something to prove. We've got a young black quarterback who you can actually tell is black when he wants you to and when he doesn't want you to. And finally, I just want for talent to realize that I'm going to put up 2 cases of Heineken. And I ain't running. I ain't going to be late. There's not going to be any type of I'm going to be here at 12:58 just to make sure I'm here on time, because all I want to hear is, you know what, Dave? You were right. It wasn't just hype, because the time for talk is over. And in Arizona, somebody's going to get a whole lot of bird poop.
Okay. Mr. Rodney Perry, you heard talent say what he said. He got the Chiefs. You heard Dave say what he said. He got the Eagles. Tell me where you at with your facts on who you think is going to win and why. This is the box seats preview of the Super Bowl weekend. Mr. Rodney Perry, you got the floor.
Thank you so much, Frank Holder, man. It's always a pleasure to grace these airwaves. Here goes, guys.
Oh man.
Here it comes.
Oh man.
Hey, hold on, gentlemen. This please. First of all, I think the Eagles will win. I think they're healthier. I think they got a all around better game plan. They've been running the ball, and how about this? The Chiefs can't stop the run. They've been having a tough time, and if you run the ball, you keep the ball out of a Patrick Mahomes' hands. You limit his possessions. You give yourself even a better chance to win. I think Patrick Mahomes is a better QB, but I think Jalen Hurts is a better athlete, a better performer. So I'm picking the Eagles, and it reminds me of my days at the strip club.
Oh man,
what's her name? Here we go.
No. It was we were having we just like to do stuff for the girls to create a family, and so we had a softball tournament between our club and another club.
Oh man!
And they had a better start than us, but we had a better unit. We had a pole girl. We had the girl that would take it off. We had a prostitute, for God's sake, and we had so many girls. They had every role covered. So we even had 2 big girls, and they were blocked for the smaller girls.
Oh my God!
So I say all that to say this. I think the Eagles have a overall better team, and at the end of the day, this is a team sport. I say Eagles fly high.
Okay. Okay, so that's 2-1. Mo, where you at and who you got and who why and why?
Hold up, man. Let me
Yeah, that sounds like peanuts.
yeah, man. So check this out. Steve Spagnuolo is one of the greatest defensive minds ever, but he can't stop the run. I've known this for a personal fact. He was the Giants' defensive coordinator. We could stop everything except the run. I know it for a fact. So Philly is going to run all over them, man. You know what I'm saying, baby?
You think
That's
we're
how
gonna
it's
listen
gonna
to
be,
one of the
man.
Cosby kids? Are you
I ain't
crazy?
one.
Like, who you
I
trying to be?
ain't. I ain't one. I'm just me, baby. That's
Alright.
all. I'm just me. I'm just me on gummies. That's all.
You want to go? Oh, okay.
Gummies, plural.
Hey, you look like
You
a
damn right.
pimp to keep his holes in his hat.
What you say? What you say?
That's how your mother
Got in there.
knows.
What did you say? I look like what? I look like what,
Look like
baby?
a pimp to keep his holes in his hat.
That's right.
Everybody
That's
quiet.
right.
I'm talking.
That's just check this out. As long as they close, I ain't
Quiet
got
all
the
these
word.
holes in my hat.
Hey man, check this out. Stop yelling at those strippers. All right, 'cause I don't deal with strippers. I got hoes. I don't want nobody
Wow.
bringing me a whole bunch of singles.
Yeah. All right. So
I don't know where that went.
so
Who
you
is
got
your
the
pick?
Eagles. You got the Eagles. Dave got the Eagles. Talent got the Chiefs. I gotta honestly admit.
You got to make a pick, Frank.
All right, if I have to make a pick, if you hold me down to it right now, I would have to say the Eagles because Pat Mahomes is injured. I'm gonna have to go with the Eagles, man. If Pat Mahomes,
But he played the last game with 2 days rest. He been off for a week and a half, almost 2 weeks.
yeah, but he has not had the same pressure that he about to have come Sunday. Those boys, the Eagles look like the best Super Bowl team that I've seen in a couple of years, bro.
Why am
Well,
I even
Mahomes
here? Y'all
hasn't
doing
been
my
touched
job
in
for
like
me. I don't
5
know why
weeks.
I'm here.
The Chiefs' offensive line is not a game.
The Chiefs' offensive line is not, but the Chiefs' defensive line is one of the best I've seen since the Rams' defensive line when they played the Patriots, bro. Those boys look bad. So I don't care who wins, really. Honestly, I
Listen.
wish both teams could lose. So I ain't.
Jalen Hurts is gonna have more rushing yards
Jalen Hurts is about to become a
than passing
superstar.
yards. I'm
He's gonna
telling
become
you.
a superstar on Sunday. I've been telling
He's
some people
gonna
that-
rush for over 100 yards Sunday. He's gonna rush for over 100 yards.
He's gonna do his thing. Now let's talk about the NBA. Let's jump into some of these big things, man, in the NBA, because there was some stuff that happened on the NBA, man. And after the smoke cleared, we got to talk about the players who are sitting right now at home on a buyout. You know what I mean? And one of them is about to be Russell Westbrook in about 2 hours. John Wall is about to be another one because John Wall, he went back to Houston and Eric Gordon got traded to the Clippers. Pat Beverly he get traded to Orlando for Mo Bamba, who got traded to the Lakers. Pat Beverly is sitting in the buyout land. So T, we got all these buyout characters who can land on any team they want. You got Russell Westbrook, John Wall. These are big names. Danny Green, and Pat Beverly. If you're a team right now, what you gonna do?
I'm like, where the hell Danny Green?
He's nowhere. Danny Green is sitting right now in buyout territory. He bought himself out. He's literally a free agent. He can go anywhere he want to go.
Nice.
Go anywhere he want to go. So are the names I just mentioned, you got Russell Westbrook, John Wall, Pat Beverly, Danny Green. Who you want to see go where, and who you think will make an immediate impact to the team that they go to? Because I could say a couple of names right now.
Well, the ones that's most significant in there, like I said, Danny Green, anybody who's a shooter, sharpshooter, like spot up guy like himself. But you definitely know John Wall and Westbrook, those two premier guards, are going to be shuffling their feet the quickest to me. I think they're going to be, we're going to hear about that within minutes or hours, that they're going to go somewhere. They're going to do the buyout and find a team that they're kind of in a very similar situation. Even though John Wall is due to injury, they're both trying to rebuild themselves, branding and physically out there on the floor. So, it's a few teams, a handful of teams they can go to, bro. Remember last time, I think both of them end up on West Coast teams because at the bottom of the conference are some used to be dope teams. I look for them to land on the bottom 5. Westbrook,
Okay, so
taking a chance.
So you don't see-
John
you
Wall,
don't-
I
you don't
believe
see-
he turned around.
you don't see Russell Westbrook going to a team like the Clippers or something like that. You know what I mean? Because
They might be scared. I think that premier team, to be honest with you, you got to realize, whether people admit it or not, the Lakers is an organization that other teams look up to. And everybody's been watching it. When they did that experiment and it exploded, it ain't like what we talk about when we talk about Brooklyn. Brooklyn is people saying, I don't want to be here no more, requesting trade, stuff like that. Westbrook actually came over and just stunk up the gym.
Mhm.
So the teams that look up to the Lakers is like, yo, they tried that, and it brought them down notches and depleted them. I don't know if we want to do that. I think the premier teams are going to be a little frightened because you know his mentality. He's already been to superstar level. For him to go to a team and sit on the bench or come off the bench, that's going to be a problem with Westbrook.
Yeah, I think it would be. But Westbrook could go to the Clippers and start. You know what I mean? He could.
They're not taking that chance. So Kawhi don't talk much, but he said, hell no.
Okay. All right. Rodney Perry. I mentioned some names out here, bro. You got Russell Westbrook. You got John Wall. You got Pat Beverly. You got Danny Green. A couple more names out there sitting in the buyout territory. Out of those names I mentioned, who you see going where that's going to make an immediate impact to a couple of teams right now?
Let's talk about Westbrook first, man. I'm thinking the exact opposite of talent in terms of, Westbrook. I think Westbrook has found a way to raise his own stock. This 6 man is a valuable position nowadays. He's looking at potentially being a 6 man of the year. There's teams out there that need somebody to head up that second unit, and I think Westbrook is the guy. He still's got a fat contract though that people got to consider. So,
not really, because he did a buyout. When he did a buyout, the team that he goes to is not obligated to the contract that he's sitting on. That's how it works. So now he can sign for anything, and that money is there. So
I thought he still always owed $40 million. No,
he's still owed it, but he did a buyout. So with the buyout, he bought a portion of his contract, so the team's not obligated to pay the majority of his contract. So he can go anywhere and sign for anything.
I think again, Westbrook as a 6 man, he could go east. He can go and make Philly better. He could go and make Milwaukee even better.
Miami.
He can go and instant. And Miami did nothing at the trade deadline. So this could be a good look for Miami. And as far as those other names, Pat Beverly is a kind of guy that can end up anywhere. Anybody that needs leadership. I wouldn't be mad if Pat Beverly ended up in Dallas. I think that they need leadership, and Pat Beverly could be that guy. Danny Green, I think Danny Green should just go ahead and really lean into his podcast because it might be over.
Danny Green go back to the Lakers, though. He could help them out, too, because the Lakers
the Lakers just picked up 3 shooters. They don't need them.
Yes, they could get another shooter, bro. You have 2 sitting on the bench, 2 in, and you'd always rotate some shooters with
Danny Green was suspect when he was in the Laker uniform.
No, he wasn't. He was good, bro. He was good.
He was good, and then he wasn't. He left the Lakers not good.
I don't agree with that one, Rodney. I don't agree with that.
That's a fact. That's a fact. So I'll yield my mic to somebody else.
All right, so let me see, Dave, what you think? You got Russell Westbrook, John Wall, Serge Ibaka, Danny Green, Pat Beverly. You got these guys sitting on the sidelines, can go anywhere and do anything with any team right now. Some of these players, like Russell Westbrook, is not official yet, but it will be today. John Wall's officially. What's your thoughts?
Well, yesterday I was in Brooklyn at a wrestling match, and I saw the whole thing about Russell Westbrook. And the first thing that came to mind was things that, we've talked about 1,000,001 times on here. I do think he is a decent 6 man. I do think he still has some gas left in the tank. And I do think that he can be an amazing attribute to a team that can use him. I think his time with the Lakers is clearly done. I feel like the Lakers underutilize him, and some of his antics and some of his lackluster performance have not done Rodney Perry any favors. However, I do feel like he could still be viable in LA. And now that he has had that buyout for his contract, I think the next logical step for him to do is go to the only other team in LA that makes sense for him, and that's the LA Sparks. I feel like he can be a phenomenal leader with the LA Sparks right there. The WNBA could definitely use Russell Westbrook. And, he's already got the uniform. I mean, he is in skirt. I mean, not since Joanna Man have I been more excited at the possibility of a man playing and suiting up for the WNBA as I am Russell Westbrook. I got to run to a meeting and call my mama, but I just want to let you know the Eagles are on point. Russell Westbrook, let your rainbow flag fly, brother, sister. I don't know what his pronouns are. And I'll see you guys Monday. Like a used condom, I'm off. But like Hulk Beast, I'll be back.
Well, there it is. So, my man Mo, what's your take on this situation, bro?
First of all, if Serge Ibaka is on the buyout, I would love to see Serge Ibaka come to New York. I think we could use that last little push in the center just in case, because Mitch Robinson, he's prone to injuries. We need just somebody in the middle for New York. John Wall and Russell Westbrook, they're not going to go to a contending team. Nobody's going to take them on, especially Russell Westbrook. He's done. They're both going to be on teams that are not contending for a championship. Danny Green, he can basically shoot his shot wherever he wants to. Like you said, Rick, not Rick. Like you said, Frank, everybody could use a shooter. They could use a shooter in Milwaukee. They could use an extra shooter with the Lakers. Man, imagine if you get Danny Green in Boston coming off the bench. That gives you.
I thought about that. Yeah,
that's a good little fit. Actually, I can see that. I thought about that. I don't like the late Celtics, but man, you put Danny Green in the Celtics, man, that's another threat that makes them, another put him in Golden State. He can go to Golden State too.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, that's that. You know what? That's not a bad either. It's not that. Speaking of Golden State, let's talk about James Wiseman, because James Wiseman got traded. Remember, we've been talking about him for a couple of weeks. He ended up officially did get traded. He got traded out of Golden State, and Gary Payton came back to Golden State. So James Wiseman went to Detroit. Gary Payton came back to from Portland, and the Hawks ended up getting Sadiq Bey. So there's some move. Golden State making some moves. Quiet as kept. Getting Gary Payton the third, though. The second, you think that was a good move and getting moved for them to get rid of James Wiseman? What you think, T?
Yeah, because one guy was still trying to prove himself. One guy was proven. Gary Payton played well out there for them. He didn't stink it up. So if you're going back to something that worked, I mean, just 2 years ago, we were all talking about why a couple of people they got out of there in Golden State when they were flowing. But you do what you got to do. You move around, you try other things. People look promising, but sometimes they're not promising. So the Wiseman cat, I mean, I'm looking for him to be better on somebody's team. I guess this just wasn't a fit for him. I don't think he's trash. I just think this wasn't a fit to play the role. Anybody go to Golden State, make no mistake about it. You're going to play some sort of role. They have a core team, and anybody coming in, you're going to be given a role. Nobody's coming in there to run them up. Even Wiggins came in there, played his role perfect. Got the chip, move on. That's Golden State. They have a system. And what do they always say? You have to trust the process.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. Uncle Rodney, talk to me about Golden State making these moves right now, bringing back Gary Payton II and getting rid of James Wiseman. You think that's going to help them?
I mean, it'll help. It won't move the needle a whole lot. I mean, you got an injured Steph Curry. Draymond is a shell of himself. I think we've seen the best Golden State Warriors, man. They had a great run, and it is officially over.
Wow. Mo, what you think? Sounds like Uncle Rodney thinks that Draymond Green should have been traded. What you think?
I wouldn't disagree with him. It's time for Draymond to roll on out, man. He's done did what he could do. He knows maybe he need to go somewhere else and he could be a leader somewhere else. But, I heard someone say on NBA Today about Gary Payton II, never take money. I think Jalen Rose said it. When they offer you less money, you can get money more somewhere else, go somewhere else. And because that's what he did. He decided not to take the lesser money. Golden State was thrown in front of him. And he went to where he went to Portland and got his, he got his bag.
He got his paper, yeah.
He got his paper, and then Golden State realized how much they really miss him. how much they need them. You know what I'm saying? It's just like you got that chick at the crib and you find another chick. But the other chick don't cook. The other chick don't clean. But the original chick you had did everything. You got to stick with your original chick. Don't settle for less.
There it is. There it is. Moving on. T. Anthony Davis spoke out against this LeBron James controversy. He said, and I quote, he said, "We were losing the game, and I wasn't aware that LeBron James was closing in on the record." That's exactly what he said. Now, he was asked about that. Everybody and mother's like, yeah, that don't sound right. That don't sound right. So do you think there's problems now between Anthony Davis and LeBron James? Something that Uncle Rodney brought up a couple of days ago and that we've been speculating on from the video that was released when LeBron broke the scoring title?
I don't think there's anything to read into. I think Anthony Davis is dumb as he sounds.
Bye.
I think that he's really, probably was preoccupied, what the case may be. I believe him. Because everybody here in this building, not just the bench, everybody in the building is on point watch. It's been advertised. It's been built up. We knew it was a LeBron countdown for a week, and they came up the week prior. We estimate on the 7th of February he will break. Everybody was watching it, average per game, how much he let. So when we came into the game, it was so that close. Everybody was on point watch. But you got a couple of space cadets when they get on that bench. I've seen it happen all the time. If you ever watch a game and when the camera hits the bench, you always could catch at least one or two space cadets on the bench. I believe AD he's probably not that bright as people want him to be, man. So he probably blacked out for a minute. On, oh yeah, we watch it. I forgot we watch it for the record. Because why wouldn't he be on the floor?
Yeah, okay.
I'm not star player. I'm putting myself on the floor for history's sake alone.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but the video really clearly caught him sitting down. Like everybody was standing up, and then he took a seat. It wasn't like he was, he got to me. I don't know. You might be right. Maybe he was a space cadet. Uncle Rodney. Maybe you're right, Uncle Rodney. What's your take on this whole thing? You saw the video. You saw the pictures. We still looking at it. We still talk about it.
After he spoke on it, I think that I'm gonna take him at his word. You can only look at the past. Him and LeBron doing press together. I mean, they seem to be pretty close. So would he be dissing LeBron in that moment? I think not. They need these games, and I don't buy him not knowing that LeBron was closing in on the mark, 39,000 points, but I do buy him going, I wanted to win. And that was the source of, the look on his face. I buy that.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. Mo, you buy it?
No, and no again. That boy knew what he was doing. Just sitting there staring off. He didn't want to celebrate. He didn't want to do none of that stuff. You got all the stars. Jay-Z's in the house. Denzel's in the house. Dwayne Wade is in the house. Lizzo running around with her ass out. Come on, man. Everybody in the house waiting for this man to break the scoring record, and he talking about he didn't know. Man, please. And you know what it reminds me of? Reminds me when I used to work, when I used to cook. And I used to cook on the grill. I used to work the flat top. And then the girl over at the deli station, she used to look at me and be like, I want to do that too. She didn't know how hard it was. Anthony Davis don't know how hard it was to be in L.A. It ain't easy performing in places like L.A., New York, Philly, Boston. But LeBron made it look easy. So when the girl came over to the flat top, she was ready to leave. She was like, this is more than what I wanted. Same thing with Anthony Davis. He done got more than what he, asked for. He a country boy. He don't know what to do, man, in them cities. He sitting there, he mad as all outdoors. He mad because they ain't talking about him. He talking about He didn't know. He didn't know. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Dorothy didn't know Dorothy didn't know she wasn't in she didn't know she wasn't in Kansas either. She thought she was in Brooklyn. In Brooklyn?
I can't even dispute what you said. I don't believe a word he's saying either.
No, I don't believe a word.
Before we roll up out of here, Talent did text me talk about this. T, you got to tell me about this Michael Irvin story because I didn't hear nothing about it, bro. So,
okay, so you didn't hear this? This hit the
I
wire.
heard it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it hit the wire right after we got off the air yesterday, and I was like, damn, that was really fast. But Michael Irvin, we reported yesterday on Box Seats with the situation with the young lady claiming that some I don't know, some efforts were made to do something to her. So she said he acted inappropriately, which caused his people's the networks that he worked for to pull him this week, which is Super Bowl week. Let's keep in mind. All right. So Michael Irvin claps back right away and sues Accusa, the hotel, which is a Marriott, and another organization for $100 million over the alleged, this is where you say alleged, over the allegedly false accusation of misconduct, sexual misconduct. $100 million lawsuit. He immediately, the day we broke the story that we got, he went right, this dude ain't playing around. He went right down to the courthouse and said, I'm not going to have it. That didn't happen. You're trying to make me part of cancel culture. And I'm fighting back immediately with $100 million lawsuit. How about that?
Wow, that's dope. I like that.
Thursday
Crazy.
Right after we got off the air. Not even, I don't think it was 2 hours.
Roger, you hear about this story too? What you think?
Yeah, man. Michael Irvin, apparently some sexual impropriety. I mean, it's like anything else. As a man, you don't want to see a guy take a brick this way. But man, I mean, you gotta give him at the very least a super side eye, with a history of cocaine abuse, history of sexual. I mean, we don't know that he's a sexual deviant or abuser, but I just hope it ain't true, man. I mean,
Michael Irvin
I love Mike Irvin. He's one of my favorite analysts, man, and I just hope this ain't true because this could bring him down.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen. He claims the accuser in the hotel hoped to make him the next victim of cancel culture. Rash and thoughtless actions can have severe consequences. The lawsuit says Marriott, parent company of the Renaissance Hotels, apparently did not appreciate these simple truths when and rushed to judgment to its employees and management, and accurately and inflammatory accused me of misconduct to the NFL, National Football League, per the lawsuit said, and this was in the paperwork. And he blaming, like, there was a couple of employees, I guess, that kind of edged it on. I don't know if he like coerced the girl to cause this lawsuit, whatever the case may be. But we're looking at $100 million, Marriott.
I'm trying to Mo, you want to throw some final word on Michael Irvin, man?
Yeah, I hope Michael Irvin get every single dime, man. You know what I'm saying? Stop judging people. Stop judging people off their past. For real, man. Because I mean, you know what? I'm not secure with every single time a woman come out. It's like she says something and the man is automatically guilty. Automatically. Listen, when I first moved to Boston, this is a true story. I first moved to Boston, a chick lied on me, Frank. She said I snatched out the car on Mass Ave by City Hospital and beat her up. How you gonna snatch something now? Friday and
City Hospital?
Yeah, but Frank, yeah, and nobody saw it. But they took me to jail.
Yeah,
right, but they took me to jail. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, Talent, Roddy, being at City Hospital is like Talent driving down Atlantic Avenue and somebody say you snatched him out the car right by St. John Hospital, but nobody saw it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Come on, man. It's ridiculous how these women are doing this to men. I'm not saying women are all wrong, but I'm not saying all of them are telling the truth either. You know what I'm saying? Michael's a target. I'm with Michael. I don't think he did it. You know why I don't think he did it? And he's still sober because only a sober, clear mind will be able to respond and take out that lawsuit. Get on the phone. He probably called Stephen A. Smith. Stephen said, this is what we're going to do. We're going to get the lawyers on top of it, and we're going to move with it, and we're going to make it happen. And that's what happened. I hope he get every single penny.
Well, we get ready to roll up out of here, though. It's Super Bowl weekend. T, tell me, everybody out there, what you got going on. I know you in Atlanta, and I know you're busy.
Yes, baby. ATL this weekend. Everybody, if you got family, friends, colleagues down here this weekend, tonight, 2 shows. Tomorrow, 2 shows. I'm at the Atlanta Comedy Theater, but the underground location downtown. So come on down here and see a brother on Alabama, South Alabama. 7 o'clock and I believe 10 o'clock. 2 shows per night. Don't miss it, man. I'm here to have a blast. Come on and have some fun with me, man. Let's throw back some tequila tonight.
There it is. It's Friday night. It looks really hot down there. You sitting up there with a t-shirt on.
Well, I mean, it's hot in this room. I keep my room blazing. You know why? Because when people come in a hot hotel room, you go, damn, it's hot. I'm going outside. I'll be, thank you.
Smart man. Smart man. Rodney Perry, tell everybody what you got going on.
This weekend, my one-man show, Marietta Theater in the Square. Tickets are moving like hotcakes. I will be out of there early, though, so I might catch Talent's late show.
Yes, sir.
Down there as well, man. I want to.
Were you on V103 today, too?
Yes.
I was on
just
there.
want to shout out to Tigger. Rock that. You got on? Yeah.
So
but
I know you was, T. Was you on V103 too, bro?
No. I did a Greg Street yesterday.
Oh, okay. There it is.
Yeah. I told him
These guys doing this thing. I appreciate that. Mo, talk to me, man.
Yeah, tonight I'm at McHugh's in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Tomorrow I'm in Beverly, Massachusetts at the Off Cabot Comedy Club, and I just want to say I just got chosen as one of the up and coming comics in Massachusetts to headline at Comedy Stop this summer. They chose like about a dozen of us, so I'm one of them. So I finally got that. Yeah, July 22nd I'll be headlining Nick's Comedy Stop. My first time. At this time I'm not going last. I'm really headlining because there's a difference between going last and headlining.
Indeed.
There it is. That's Talent. That's Rodney Perry. That's Maurice Smith now. Now, you ain't even Mo no more. You Maurice Smith.
He not even Mo no more. He done got bougie. That's fact.
Oh,
That's
man.
right.
Come on, man.
2 episodes.
Come on, man. Listen. Check this out. I know at any given moment I could go down to Greasy Pole.
Well, just know I'm Talent Harris.
Caliento.
King
be back on
talent.
again tonight at 7. Be back on again at 11. We're gonna be back on Monday. Though we're gonna find out who win and who lost. And being that I only can afford a Pepsi, bro. That's the only thing I can afford. That's all I can bet you. So I get a Pepsi. Can I get a Pepsi?
I can't. Pepsi versus a Heineken. How about that?
Yeah,
I got a six pack. I got a 6-pack going to game, Talent.
Let's go.
I got
y'all. Y'all gonna be mad at me. Woo!
And I got a special Super Bowl edition to sit your ass down on Monday.
My name is gonna be MMQ come Monday.
MMQ, huh?
Monday morning quarterback.
All right, we gonna
I'm out, guys.
Y'all have a good weekend, man. We'll talk to y'all. Take care. Thank y'all for watching.